Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you a couple of things that I've had with my suspension, some of the issues that I've had. And some of you may be doing this too and purchasing these leveling kits for your pickup and thinking that they're a good idea, and that's what I thought it was about 6 years ago. And now that I'm taking this apart, I'm seeing some of the issues and why I was having the problems over the past couple of years. So some of the issues that I've had is that it's made a lot of squeaking noise. It's kind of had a vibration in the front of the truck even though the tires are balanced. And now that I take this strut apart, I can see why I had those problems. So if you come in a little closer here. So this is a spacer that you can purchase to level your vehicle out. And this gave the front end of this Ram about a 2-inch lift. And the reason why this isn't a good idea is because, one, it over travels your control arms, so it puts more pressure on the ball joints. A 2-inch lift isn't that big of a deal, but if you go over 3 inches, then you're going to have some major problems with the ball joints. So I figured this would be okay, but now I'll show you why this isn't. So if you come in here, so after I take my spacer off of there, this is the top hat of the strut. And there's a rubber bushing right here, and I can actually remove that, I really shouldn't be able to remove that like that. And you can see how beat up it is. You can see how there's metal showing on the side, and you can see all the grime and dirt that's down inside there. But also what I want to show you is on this spacer, you can see all this wear right here where it's been rubbing. And this isn't really set up correctly. Whoever makes these spacers never really should have made the hole quite this big, because this should actually be sandwiched down in here. The original factory plate in here, if you want to come on over. So where the strut attaches right here, there's a hole in it, and that hole is about half the size of what this is. And because this is so large, let's go back over and I'll show you on the rubber boot. That hole is smaller than the top of this, and it's designed to sandwich this down in there and support this. Well, when you put these spacers on there, this hole is so big that this rubber boot can actually push itself up into this hole much farther than what it would factory. And so you end up with probably about 1 inch of suspension that isn't even being controlled by the actual shock absorber. So it's actually just being bounced by the spring. And you can see because of that, it's a lot of wear. This is all torn up. And this causes a lot of vibration with this type of a setup. So really, to do this the correct way, I know this is the cheaper way, but to do this the correct way, oh, one other thing I want to show you is if I pull the top hat off, this is supposed to be a round hole. And you can see that it is all ovaled out. And you can actually see when I remove the spring, get in a little closer here, would you? You can see all the wear on the shaft right here, and that was wearing right up against here. And so all the squeaking that I was getting is coming from this riding on that piece of metal and also up into that aluminum spacer. So in order to do this correctly, you really should get a different shock absorber that's made for a 2-inch lift. And so if we take a look, so this is a new shock absorber, or strut because it has the coil on it. But this is actually extended a little bit longer than the factory, probably about 1 inch longer than the factory strut is. So that'll give you some ride height. And also, you have these collars on it, so this gives you adjustability to preload the spring, the 2-inch lift. And then this will just come down under like that. So the proper way to do it is to do this, eliminate that spacer so that this can ride back into its original place and should give you a much better ride quality.